Hello.
Hi everybody. So here is another group lesson we are recording for you.
Group lesson number 2.
And our theme today is cha-cha-cha.
We were happy to see some of you sending us videos. We were commenting on them. We were very happy to see you practicing at home.
Yeah, great job
Yeah.
everybody who recorded their videos. That's really amazing and it motivates us to make other videos for you.
So we're making this now second video for you guys who are recording yourselves. We want to continue seeing your videos. Those of you who weren't, kind of disappointing, and we want to see more videos from you guys. So like Carl said, the theme is Cha-Cha today, and we'll start right away with some exercises, so make sure you warm up yourself beforehand starting this video, because we're starting right away from the dancing.
Yeah, last time we included the warm-up in the video, but today it's right away, so let's dance.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is time steps, or switches more simply, and for this I'm going to use a chair, so I'm going to take a chair. And you can use whatever you want for this. If you have your bed here or a couch or something, or grab a kitchen chair. And we're going to start from the first exercise. It's just going to be creating this huge triangle in my legs. Going up and down. Making the big triangle again. Now throughout this whole video, it's very important. I want you to think about the connection of your belly button to your spine and keeping this entire corset of your body super, super tight and super, super toned, okay? That's the most important thing today. So, 1, and switch, 2, and 1, and 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 2, and the biggest triangle you can make, very straight leg, and 1, and 2. Now the second exercise leading up to time step, it's kind of going to be more like an actual time step. I'm going to be using now my rotation in order to switch the legs. So I have this huge triangle in my legs, and instead of going up and down, I'm going to switch. Girls, make sure your legs are very, very closed here, very crossed over, holding the core, and now we're going to do it with the real rotation, real switching of your legs, not going up and down. And 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and closing the leg, 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2. I'm going to remind you of something right now. See my ankles? My ankles are going to be closed. My feet are closed. Not like this, okay? So making sure to keep the ankle inside. Very, very accurate feet. Now we're going to do it to the actual cha-cha count. So, cha, cha. 1, 2, 3. 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 So what I want you to think about right now is the closing of the ankles, not letting them go out, but keeping them closed in. Then the second one is keeping this part, the calf, closed when you're switching, but when it's the end, when it's the big triangle, make sure it's really separated. So the back leg is really pulling back and the front leg is really pulling forward. And the thighs, super separated as well in this very, very big stretched out position. And the last thing, really holding your core. So nothing is moving during this time step. Keeping everything together, and just the legs are closing and opening, and hips really pushing back when you're finishing that switch. So right now we're going to do it in the slow music. It's about 55%. Don't lean on your chair when you're doing this. You're using it just for balance and using it just for support. So be ready. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. Good job. Now on to the next exercise.
So, right now we are going to talk about chasse in cha-cha-cha. And again, I remind you, as Diana said before, please think mostly about your posture, your stomach in, stretched back, long neck, shoulders down. That are the primary things you have to think about when you follow this group lesson. Also, when you listen for explanations, also don't relax, and listen this way. Also, try to constantly support yourself and keep your body in tonus even when we are explaining something to you. So right now, let's talk about chasse. And actually, the things we are going to talk about are related to all 5 Latin American dances. So let's start from here. So you're standing on your right leg. Now we're gonna move to the side, doing chasse. We're gonna do cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. Cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. Cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. Cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. So, very simply, what I want you to think about. So, beginning position, arms. Right now you can just keep them down while I explain. So, I want you to remember that before you do any step in any Latin American dance, first you have to direct your body in the direction of the step. So you can't just stay in one place and then do step. You see how much time it takes for me to make this step if I am not prepared. So right now think about really moving your body, boom, and then making a step. That will make sure that you are in time when you dance in the music. So one more time, beginning position, we do and cha. We made a step. We are now standing on our left leg here. Both legs are straight. Now we collect the leg. Cha. Now make sure that at the time of the collection of the leg, you transfer your weight on it right away. Because after that, we will have to use this leg to push further. And we're gonna do, and 1. So you see, if I did cha, cha, if I collected my leg without any weight on that leg, I'm gonna be later. I'm gonna do 1. Because I had to waste time on transferring my weight. So one more time. We go. And cha. Now, and cha. Now your weight is here right away. And step. And now we simply collect our leg. Collect. And the same thing other way. We are ready, directing our body. And cha. Now, when we collect our leg, we transfer the weight instantly. Cha. The weight is here now. And again, don't forget about the body for the last step as well. It's not that I have my weight on the correct leg, but I will just push. No, if your body is not ready to move into that direction, then you will again fail. So after you collected your leg and have your weight on it, you are again doing and boom. You still continue moving your body in the direction of your movement. Collect. And now again. And cha. And cha. And 1, 2, 3. And cha. And cha. And 1, 2, 3. And cha. And cha. And 1, 2, collect. And cha. And cha. And 1. And collect. So you see, I am counting now and before each action because I am giving you time to basically prepare for the step. That's basically my end represents the leaning of my body into the direction of the movement. If I was just saying, imagine if I just said, cha. You see, that's too late. We need and cha, and cha, and 1 to be precisely on the beat. And collect. And cha, and cha, and 1. And collect. Okay, very good. We're gonna try this in the music. How much time do we have?
You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. So what else I want you to think about when you do this chasse, please follow your feet because feet connect your body with the floor. So when you're standing here and you do and cha, you see, if my foot stays like that, it basically my energy goes away there. But I need to use my foot so that it pushes me there or other side. So when I'm standing here, I do and cha. And you see my foot continues the line of my leg. Then I collect the leg and cha. And now again, you have your weight on this leg now, very strong, you're pushing. And now keep your foot really strong because now you're gonna again push. And boom. And your foot again continue the line of the leg. You can't have it like that. It means that you haven't used it properly. Then collect the leg. And again. And cha. And cha. And boom. And collect your leg. Okay, very good. So let's try to do this in slow music right now. Same count as we did it right now. About 1 minute. Yeah, also because
55%.
55%, yeah? Now keep your frame, stomach, back, long, shoulders to the maximum. Okay, ready? 2, 3. Cha-cha. 1. Cha-cha. 1. Okay, very good. So after doing this, I right away feel a lot, some tension and pain, you see here, on the sides of my leg, because it means I was really keeping my feet on the inside parts, trying to push from the inside parts, not letting the foot go out. Okay, so from here we can go to the next exercise.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the step back in cha-cha, specifically what step back. I mean, if you're doing a basic step, cha-cha 1, this step back on 2, okay? There are 2 versions of how to do this, and I'm going to explain both of them. So I'm going to give you a second. You think, okay, what 2 versions? It's just a step back. But what I mean by 2 versions is there's 2 ways of how to do the step back, specifically the way that your legs are working in order to make that step back, and then actually that goes on to how to push yourself forward onto the next step. So the first way, I'm just going to face the side right now. I'm standing on my left leg, okay, and I'm going to make the step back with my right leg, okay. On 2, I'm going to step back, and this is the first version right now that I keep both of my legs straight, okay? My weight is on my back leg. So let's do that again. I'm going to collect my leg, and I'm going to make a step back in which both of my legs are straight. But what I don't want you to do is this. If both of my legs are straight, right, and I'm transferring my weight onto my back leg, you have the possibility to do this. 2. That's what I don't want to see. Your body weight going completely onto that back leg. What I want you to do is actually keep your body weight in the middle, okay? So I do step onto my back leg, but if I'm holding my center well enough, if my spine is really, really long, and I project my body weight forward, then my body weight is going to stay in the middle of my legs. Why we have to do this is because in the fast music, if I'm doing 2, 3, I just won't make it in time for the music, okay? So that was the first version, and where I keep both of my legs straight. The second one is when I make a step back, I'm actually going to bend the front leg. Okay? This looks kind of like a press line that the girls do sometimes. I go 2. So my back leg is fully straight, but my front leg is bent. So the shape of this leg, when I'm bending it, it looks like this. So my ankle is going in, my knee is going in, but my foot, it's still turned out. So like this. And then we can create a very beautiful shape. So 2 versions again. We can go 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. And the second one is and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and. So this is how we're going to do it right now in the count and then in the music. I'm going to first start with the first version. I'm going to go 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, and then I'm going to switch my legs 1. So I did it 4 times on one leg. And now I'm going to do the other leg. 2, 3, collect, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. And now we're going to do it 4 times, the second version. So where the front leg is bent. We go and 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, switch 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. 2, 3, cha-cha, 1. Right now I would like to see the accuracy of the 2 versions in this step back. So if your leg should be fully straight, how I said, then it has to be fully straight. In the first version, both of the legs are extremely straight. And in the second version, the back one is pulling back, but the front one is pulling forward. And also, like Carl said, the projection of your body weight, where is it going? So, like I said, when I make a step back, it's not going to be back. It's going to be forward so that I can push myself forward on the count 3. Okay? So, let's do it in the music now. Should I face the side? Yeah, like this is good? Okay. So I'm going to face the side. You can face the side with me. I'm going to start with my right leg. Okay? Let's do it in the music. Cha-cha, Okay, good job. Let's move on to the next exercise.
Further, we would like to talk about the check positions in cha-cha. They are very important because you use them very often in this dance. And I will start the first, what I see most often, what is not good in check positions, are two things. First of all, feet are not turned out. I see very often this, front leg is turned in, or back leg is also like that, turned in, and not out. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that the feet are not on the inside parts. So this is very important. When you do the check position, you have to push both of your legs into the inside part of your feet. So there is nothing I can really show much. Just you have to push your legs and your feet on the inside part. So I can explain it this way. If you, for example, stand on your toes, right? Outside part means this. This is bad for check. And inside part means this. It is good that you feel your weight closer to your big fingers. That's what I can say. So it doesn't matter which leg are you standing on. Right now, if you're in front of me, then you're standing on your left leg, and you can just do this. And boom. Just get into that check position. And now just stay in it. Stay in it, you can keep your arms down. Again, don't forget about stomach posture. I'll move a little bit backwards. Yeah, and just maybe listen to me now, follow me. So when you stay now in the check position, I want you to think about turning out your feet. So both feet are turned out. You keep them turned out as much as possible. And weight is on the inside part of your feet. Closer to big fingers, just push your legs. Okay, let's a little bit relaxed. Let's do it onto the other leg. And boom. So get into the position. If it's not perfect right away, now you have time to adjust it. So check if your feet are turned out, and check again if your weight is on the inside part. So you see now, for example, follow my leg behind. I can keep it this way, it is bad, and I can keep it this way, more on the inside part and more turned out, which makes the position more beautiful. I can turn out my right leg more. Front leg, I mean. Okay, let's try again, several times. So we simply stay, and boom. And come back. And boom. And come back. And check. And come back. And check. And transfer your weight now. Let's try this on the other leg. And 1. Return, and 2, and return. It's very important to get into the position fast and right away correctly, because in the music you don't have time to adjust. And 3, back, and 4, and other way. Again, and 1, return, and 2, return. You can hold your hands in the frame. I would suggest that. You can keep them down right now, but even if you keep them down, don't relax your body. Still support your body strong and keep your arms in shape. And 3, return back, and 4, and transfer the weight, and again. 1, return back, and 2, return back, and 3, and back, and 4, and back. I would suggest just to even get into that position and stay for a while. After the group lesson, you can practice it longer and just stay in that position for a longer time. Again, if you noticed, coming back to what I said in chasse, before I do the check position, I direct my body to get there. I start moving my body in the direction of my step, and boom, get into the position. The same other side, and boom. Okay, so we usually do this way in a basic step. After chasse, right now we are not making a step back, we do only checks. But another place where we have this position is New York. For example, we do chasse and then New York. And then back, chasse and also New York. So the same thing. In the end of the New York, you just have to have your feet positioned in the same way as I explained in the check position, in basic step. The only thing that might differ is how you get into that position. When you get into the New York, you have to turn your standing leg more, and boom. So you see now my leg, which is behind, I'm not keeping it this way, I'm really pushing it in. But you can now also stay in this position for a while. Now back, and cha-cha, one, doesn't matter. And again, get into the New York to the other side. And boom, I'm turning my foot, back foot, and turning my feet out as much as possible. Okay, so yeah, two things, remember, turning the feet out and weight on the inside part. Right now, let's try to do, in the music, the exercise for that. And we are going to do this. Let's do cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. 4 times like a basic step. And then cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3, cha-cha, 1, 2, 3. 4 New Yorks. Don't think about your arms now, about this position, where is your body turned. I just want you to think about your legs. So your arms, you can just keep them here right now, and I want you to concentrate on your leg actions, on your feet positions in the checks. Okay, so just you can put some other music, maybe different. I'm fine with time, right?
1 minute.
your legs should really hurt. Mine are hurting a lot.
But it's good. It looks good.
I don't think it hurts that much even when I dance my routines. But now it's just an exercise, so we do all the time concentration on that. Okay, let's move on.
Okay, so speaking of exercises, right now we're going to do spot turn. And when I'm explaining to you spot turn is actually a very difficult figure to do in the music because there's a lot going on in a very short amount of time. So right now, how I'm going to explain it is more like to discipline your legs so that they are ready to do the spot turn, discipline your body so it's ready to do the spot turn, but you'll realize that in reality, when we're doing it in the music, you won't be able to do everything that I told you to do. And that's okay, because if you're already at least, 10% thinking about the exercises that I was saying for the spot turn, then it will already look good rather than you just doing it sloppy and trying to get to the next spot turn already. So let's start right away without the chassé, how we get into a spot turn. I'm standing on this leg right now, and the way I'm going to explain it to you is when I turn to change my direction, I'm going to get into a triangle position. I'm going to swivel my leg in and close my legs. Right now my body is fully rotated. I came from here to here, on and. Now, I'm going to prepare my leg, prepare my foot when it's going out. As I'm stepping on this foot, I'm going to turn my body. So these things happen at the same time. I turn, close my legs, I prepare my foot to step on it, and then as I step on it, I turn around. And now I end up with two fully straight legs. This position for me is super, super important. I want to see these long, beautiful lines of your legs, okay? I don't want to see something like two, and just coming somehow into the spot turn, one leg bent, the back leg bent. What's also a really common mistake is keeping this back heel up. I don't want to see that either. On the count 2, I want to see that you're fully on that back leg and that both of your knees are really, really, really straight. The last detail I'm going to say is that when you finish that line, your legs shouldn't be open. They should be on one line. I call this position like a mermaid position. It's supposed to look like a mermaid, so I have my body, right? And then if my tail is continuing, imagine I have this like mermaid tail that comes out to both sides at the end. But the thighs are closed. The thighs are really, really closed. Then I step forward on 3, and then if I have a chassé again afterwards, I swivel back around to the front, and then if we have a chassé cha-cha 1, and I'm going to do a spot turn to the other side. So rotate, I'm going to do a swivel now, close my legs on and, project your body weight forward, and now another tip I'm going to give you is that when I finish this spot turn, the end position, I want you to imagine like you're sucking in through a straw. So it's like, okay? So I prepare my leg to go, I step on it, I turn around, and now step forward, 3. Did you check to make sure the positions of your legs are correct? Really straighten them. 3, and, cha, cha, 1, and, 3, and, cha, cha, 1, and, 2, 3, and, cha, cha, 1 and 2, 3 and cha, cha, 1 and 2, 3 and cha, cha, 1. So like I was saying in the beginning, this first and position, I'm counting right now slow, and I'm delaying my count so that I have time to do all of the positions that I was talking about. But in the music, that's not going to be the case. It's actually going to happen much faster, much quicker. So this position is not going to be possible to perfect in the music, but try to go past it, okay? So it would be more like cha, cha, 1 and 2, 3, and cha, cha, 1, 2, 3, cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Okay? The most important thing is that you're not falling at the position of the spot turn. You're staying really, really pulled up when you've done the position, and that your legs are in that stretched out, beautiful mermaid position at the end before continuing to the chassé. So right now we're going to do it in the music, slow music. Chassé, cha, cha, 1. Spot turn 2, 3. Chassé, cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. You can use your arms. I'm going to be finishing my arm now at the end of the spot turn and keeping one hand on the hip. You can if you want to, or you can just keep both of your hands on your hips if you want to concentrate on the legs, or you can just keep them here, wherever you want. So let's do it in the music now. So one thing I want to say is that a few people were talking about the space that they have in order to dance. And see, right now, our space is as big as my phone screen. We're literally moving only a little bit. So even in your room, you should have space to do a chassé. In the bathroom, you have space to do a chassé. You don't need a lot of space in order to still be able to somehow keep up your dancing development at home. If you want to, then you will. Don't make excuses. Next.
Okay, and one of the last exercises for today is lockstep, and we are gonna do lockstep forward and backward. So I will explain what exactly I want you to do in the lockstep and think about, but also try to not forget about the things that we have already discussed today, like check, because there will be check positions in lockstep when we change the direction. Don't forget about the step back, as Diana explained you, because we're gonna change the direction from lockstep back to forward with a back replace. And don't forget to, of course, direct your body into the movement, either forward into the lockstep or to backward when you move. Again, what you have to do during this whole group lesson is posture, stretched back, shoulders, tonus in your body, basically. Okay. Yeah, I think I said, yeah, check position I said. Okay. So I will probably show you now this into the diagonal. I'm thinking, how would it be better? Yeah, it would be better if I showed you through the diagonal. Okay, so I will be moving now this way, forward, back. We're gonna do this. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. This piece. So now let's right away get into that. So let's start. And cha. This is the first step of the lock step. What I want you to think about here is that your back leg should be kept on 5 fingers, as high as possible. So when I'm standing, I keep my leg on 5 fingers. You see, I am not finishing my foot until the very edge, because there is no time for that in the lock step. So I do it, cha, 5 fingers. Now, cha, I close my leg, and when I close my leg, I get into my check position that I have already explained you today. Turned out feet, 5 fingers behind, the leg which is behind is bent, knees are very closely together. Then, 1. You make the last step of the lock step, and now you finish your foot until the very edge. Then, on 2, you get into the check again. 2. Turned out feet. Yes, 5 fingers behind. Then, 3. You go back, and now the lock step back. You collect your leg and cha. So you see, when I move back, I place my leg on 5 fingers again during the first step of the lock step back. So cha. Now I collect my front leg. What is very important? It is very important that you feel a lot of weight on this leg, because if you don't, you will not be able to collect your front leg. So I am really keeping my weight a lot behind now, and I am able to do cha. You see, I was able to collect my leg. Again, this is the same check position. Second step of lock step. And 1. That's the last step of the lock step. Again, I am stepping now fully on the foot. Full foot on the floor. And now what Diana explained you, back replace. And 2. And 3. And that's our beginning position. Again, and cha, 5 fingers, cha. Here think about the check position. And 1. Finish the foot until the very edge. And 2. Check position. 3. Use your foot to push yourself back. And cha, 5 fingers. Even though 5 fingers here, you have a lot of weight on that leg to collect the front one. Cha. Here think again, check position. 1. Here you fully step on your leg, which is behind. And back replace. 2. Any option you want. Any option from which Diana has explained it. And 3. So again, our beginning position. On 3, you have to finish the footwork until the very end as well. Okay, let's try to do this now with the other leg. So just simply change your leg. If you were standing on the left one in the previous beginning position. Now change the legs simply. And let's go again. And cha, 5 fingers behind. Cha, check position. 1, finish the foot until the edge. And 2, check position. 3, and cha, 5 fingers behind, a lot of weight on that leg. Cha, check position. 1, transfer your weight fully. And 2, 3, beginning position. And cha, cha. 1, and 2, 3, and cha, cha. 1, and 2, and 3. Okay, so that is lockstep. We will do it in the music now again, and probably I will just tell you when we change. Diana, just tell me when, probably
30 seconds.
when 30 seconds passes. Yeah, tell me, and we will change our leg. Okay, I was explaining you in the diagonal. Now I'm simply gonna move in front of the camera there and back. Okay, so yeah, we can do it. Or no, maybe still. Okay. Catch 1, 2, go. Okay, let's now change the leg. Okay, very nice. I just wanted to say a few things I forgot. So, first, you can do these exercises even a longer time than we do in the video. So even after this video, you can still practice it in 2 days, for example. Again, the same stuff. You don't have to expect that you will just once do the check position together with us and you will have it trained very good already. You have to do it more often. And the second thing in relation to the group, just about the check position, to a little bit important detail. You don't have to try to put your knee into the knee in the check. So I see this mistake sometimes that my students start dancing check like this. 2. If you start trying to push your back knee into the front straight leg, first of all, you will not have enough ability to get into your hip when you're standing in check position. And secondly, it might affect that your front leg will start bending too. You will do 2. And in the end, you will have 2 bent legs. So when you're getting into the check, I forgot to say, you have to have your knees actually in one line, you see? Like one line from the side. You see, you don't see that this knee is behind or in front. My knees are in one line. They are just very tightly here. Basically, they are standing like this. Not one into another, but like this, and they are just very tightly close together. So that's just to make sure you're not doing that mistake. Okay, and now we can move on to the last part of this group.
Okay, so now we're going to put all of the things we did today together into a small routine. I think I'm just going to show you the figures facing you once, and then I'm going to face back the second time. And in the music, I think I will also do it just facing back, or does it matter?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe we can do it, what? No, I can't film you right now. Yeah, because it's front-facing camera.
We can stop the video.
No, that's all right. So let me just maybe follow if you're in the camera, but you do it with the back to the camera, so that they can simply repeat after you.
Okay.
Yeah, the reason we show everything facing to you, because the things we show are really easy, you all know them. And the steps are not complicated. But right now, as Diana is going to show you the combination of all the figures that we did today, she will show you with her back just so that you can follow right away looking at her.
So I'm just going to explain really quickly. We are going to do this small routine. It's going to have the switches that we did in the beginning. And then for the check forward and back, we're going to have basic step. Then we're going to have New Yorks, split turns, and lock steps forward and back. Okay, so.
Lock steps 3 times.
Yeah, I'm going to show you.
Okay, you're
I'm
going
just saying.
to. Yeah.
So we're going to start off. I'm bending right now my right leg. I'm going to start on cha 1, and it's going to be like regular regular switches. And cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 2, 2, 3. Cha 3, 2, 3. Cha 4, 2, 3. Now my right leg is prepared to do basic steps.
Diana, can you move to the left a little bit right now? Just, yeah, it's good.
And cha 2, 3. Cha back. 2, 3. Cha 2, 3. Cha back. 2, 3. So that was 4 basic steps. Now I'm going to do New York with the chassé. And cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. Now 4 spot turns. And cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. Cha 1, 2, 3. And cha 1. Now for these lock steps that I'm going to do right now, I think here on 1, I'm going to do a check forward so I can do 3 lock steps back and 3 lock steps forward. Now, you can do them very, very, very compact, as you would need to anyways in the fast music. So I do a check forward, 2, 3, 3 lock steps back. Cha 1, cha 2, cha 3. Now I'm going to do a step back, 2, forward, 3, 3 lock steps forward. Cha 1, cha 2, switches again from the beginning. I'm going to explain the last part once again, a little bit further, just show you in the count, so you won't be confused. I just finished my spot turn, and 2, this was the last spot turn. 3, chasse, cha, cha, cha. 2, 3, cha, 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 back, 2, forward, 3, cha, 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 close, 2, switch, 3. Okay, so let's do it now in the slow music. I'm gonna go back a little bit more so that you can see me better. That was a small routine. You can practice by yourself. Try it maybe a little bit faster if you want. It's just a combination of everything we've learned today that's not your regular routine, so it's also a little bit more interesting for you.
Yeah, maybe you see, we haven't tried that yet. It's front, we are recording on front-facing camera right now, and when I followed you, it's might be, we don't know that yet. We'll see after we upload it, but it might be that you will do, for example, in basic step, not like usually with the left leg you do the check, and with the right leg you go back. But it might be opposite in the video. It might look opposite. I think so. I'm not sure. It might look that you do with the right leg step forward for the check, and with the left leg step back. So, you know, don't tell us this as an excuse. The routine is anyway simple. You can start with any leg. You can, you see, you just prepare one leg, then you do changes in the rhythm, then you do basic step, right? Then New Yorks 4 times, spot turns 4 times, and then you go into lock steps. Whether you start backward or forward, it doesn't matter. So, just, I am warning you,
Anyways, it doesn't matter with which leg you should do it. It doesn't matter. You're all educated. You're all a good level of dancers, and you should be able to figure it out anyways. And if you do even basic step with the wrong leg, it doesn't matter. At least you're trying. At least you're practicing. At least you're doing your maximum in whatever you do, in whatever step you do. So like Carl said, it's not an excuse. So that's our second group lesson for today.
Yeah, again, you're welcome, and not even welcome, but we would like to receive videos from you. And
We're here for you. We want to help you. We like seeing and commenting on your videos. Do your maximum. Stay motivated. We're here for you, and keep
And
dancing.
we see you at the next group lesson. Bye.